Case of child Q has reignited concerns over the treatment of black people by the Metropolitan Police. Joining me now is Peter Herbert, barrister and activist, chair of the Society of Black Lawyers. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. I'm sure everyone would be appalled by this case. What can we learn about police practices in light of the case? Can we assume that this was a terrible but very rare incident, or in your view, a sign of systemic problems?
Well, I think it's a sign of systemic racism in the Metropolitan Police. They've never really gone away. And one of the things which is sadly a feature of life in the United Kingdom is that African Caribbean children are not treated as children. They are seen as stereotypical people who are suspected of criminal activity, and they are not recorded the same rights as white children. And so it doesn't take too much imagination to ask yourself, if there'd been a smell of the cannabis detected on a white girl, would this have happened? And the answer invariably is no, it would not have happened. Their parents would have been called, there would have been consultation, and there would have not been a knee-jerk reaction to call the police. But with a black girl, she's not treated in the same way. And you know very well that if you ask whether children have been excluded from, say, Eton or Harrow or Ampleforth or other public schools, they have, and they are, regularly. I've never heard of a white child being strip searched in this way in the United Kingdom. Maybe they have, but I think we would have heard about it.
And the Met Police have said it shouldn't have happened. Now, Kit Malthouse, the policing minister, says the government will wait for the outcome of the report by an independent Office of Police Conduct investigation before announcing any changes to police training around strip searches. In your view, what change is needed, if any, to police training? Would that deal with the problem?
Well, no, it doesn't. And I've known Kit Malthouse some time. He doesn't need to wait for that. He's a very bright guy. You just need to know that this amounts to, no matter what the environment, gross misconduct by the teaching staff, by the 3 police officers, and by their managers. The last thing you need, in a sense, is to have a report to tell you what to do. Training will happen. It can be changed. But the bottom line is that people in uniform have a huge discretion of power, and therefore it is getting inside the head of school administrators, teachers, and others to understand how racism operates. And it operates in a way which you do not see our children as deserving of the same rights and protections as a white child would get in a similar circumstance. And in a funny sort of way, no matter all the training in the world, doesn't deal with racism as such. What can happen is education starting in school, universities, and all throughout society, including the fact there very must be very severe sanctions. That may do it, but these instances are invariably going to happen if you treat people as second-class citizens.